Sex is the most bonding experience in a relationship. I agree.
I disagree. I have had thoughts about breaking up. It's okay to have a flirty personality. We are on the complete opposite side.
Posting revealing pictures on Instagram is bad. What's up, HD fam? Welcome back to our channel!
Money all around me. I look like I'm the man.
Today, we're gonna be doing the unmarried couple plays agree to disagree.
Unmarried couple plays agree to disagree.
We have agree all the way to...
Strongly disagree.
Yeah, we have all of them on papers.
To strongly agree.
And we're gonna be...
all of these.
We're gonna be reading
And
statements.
agree.
Can you shut
It's
the
a
hell
lot.
up? We're gonna be reading statements and then we're going putting up whether we agree with the statement or disagree.
I know when you're hot like me, that can only mean one thing.
We have the questions written down on the iPad.
Guys, by the way, it's football season and my team won. By the way, my team is the Cowboys and they won their first game 40-0.
Baby, we're not talking about football right now.
You
All right,
shut the
enough
f-
of that.
up.
Enough of that. You shut up.
First question, number uno. Going through my partner's phone is okay.
I'm in between. You're in between
Agree
as well?
and disagree. Go
So
ahead.
the reason why I said agree and disagree is because the question doesn't specify with or without permission. I think that if there was permission and your partner knows that you're gonna go through it and they give you permission and allow it, then okay. But I do think it's bad to the extent that like you shouldn't have to, like there should be trust and you shouldn't have to go through their phone. And also you shouldn't do it without them knowing.
I just feel like if you having to go through your partner's phone, like just asking them in general, I think that there's no trust there. So say that like your girl wanted to go on your phone and be like, hey, like, babe, can I see your phone? I'll say, here's my phone. And like, she can go on it. I'm not gonna like tell her, oh, don't go on this app or don't go on that app. I'll give her my phone, but it's kind of like she said, the trust. Like you have to trust your partner, and that means that you don't really trust your partner if you go through their phone, because you're going through their phone for a reason. So that's why it's agree and disagree.
Next question. Divorce is not an option.
I agree.
I think that like...
I'm gonna go first.
Okay, fine, go.
You just went first.
Fine, go.
Anyways, I agree, because if you don't want to get married, don't get married, but you and your partner have to be on the same page. It can't be like one partner, I want to get married, and the other partner, but I don't want to get married. You should be on the same page. If you guys don't agree, can't work it out, then I guess like move on.
Exactly, because then that's gonna lead to divorce.
That's just gonna lead to divorce or just a breakup in general. Like,
so I said agree because, you know, physically, if something did happen, God forbid, whether it was physical or cheating or anything that happened in the marriage, divorce, okay, is physically a thing that exists. But when you get married, like you said, you should want to be with that person. You should mean your vows when you say them, and you should really want to make that marriage work. So mentally, I'm gonna say divorce is not an option. You're never gonna want to even think that's an option, because if you think that's an option, you are giving yourself an easy way out if something does happen. Number 3, having the same religious and political beliefs are important in a relationship. You're in between?
I'm in between.
I'm gonna say agree. The reason I said agree is because like you see a future with this partner and you want to have kids and you want to grow your family, you should kind of have the same idea of how you want that child to be raised when it comes to religion and eventually politics when they get older. It's not like a make or break in a relationship, but I do think it's important that there is some like balance there.
I agree to disagree. Like I'm in the middle, because I feel like if somebody does not believe in like your religion, they grew up not believing that religion, so they could respect your religion, but they're not gonna go ahead and be in your religion if they're not comfortable with that. That's not dumb. Agree to disagree, because
Like it's
you
okay
can't it's okay to have different religions and being in a relationship. Like you can have your religion, you can go to church, you can do whatever you want with your religion. The other person could do whatever they want with their religion. You should have learned about each other before you got into the relationship. So I feel like if that's a problem, then
you never should have
gotten into the relationship.
That's true. I see where you're coming from. That's the first one we disagreed on. Next one.
Sex is the most bonding experience in a relationship. Oh, I got this one.
Okay, go.
I agree.
I disagree.
It's one of the most. It's not.
It says the most.
Sex is one of the most. I just feel like because you're sharing your body with somebody. If you never had it and you have it with the person that it's your first time doing it with the person, that's gonna bond you guys. It's kind of different. It depends on like, oh, you got into the relationship.
I see what you're saying. It's like if it's like your first person, it's super bonding.
Yeah, if it's your first person, it's super bonding because she's my first person. I never had it with anybody else, and so I'm her person. So you kind of like bond. Me doing it with her, it bonded me more to her. Other than like the communication and emotions in the relationship. So that's why I agree.
I said disagree. Because like you said, there are other things in a relationship that are bonding, but I think that you can still have sex in a relationship without feelings or trust. Like sex to some people is just an act. So I feel like it's only bonding for the people who want it to be bonding. You know what I mean?
I just feel like, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just feel like if you're doing it with the person, then it should just do it because, oh, like, just the pleasure and all that. It's love. You're supposed to love on each other.
That's true. But I will say, like, let's say we're arguing. You know how they have, like, makeup sex? Like, we're arguing, we're mad and whatever, and we could do it. But in that moment, I feel like it's a different kind of feeling than when you're super happy, you're in the best part of your relationship and you're doing so amazing and you guys are really like feeling the love while you're doing it. Like there's a different experience.
I disagree.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like physically inside like, you feel something different.
That shit. No, I agree for it to be one of the most.
You can't. You think it's the most.
No, I changed it to between then.
Okay, fine. I guess like I'm kind of the same because I did say it was one of the most, just not the most. So I guess I am.
Yeah, if I'm...
Next question. I have had thoughts about breaking up. Really? I would say in the beginning of our relationship, we were very young, dumb, and in high school and stuff. And we were very much like in lust, not in love in that moment.
Love.
And so I think that there was many times where like we would hurt each other and we would really be at that fence of like, should we stay together, should we not? And I feel like it's kind of stupid if either one of us said no to that question because it is honestly like we were going through such rough patches in the beginning of our relationship that some days we would just be like, should we just get and like give up on everything, you know? It's different now. Now we're completely devoted. We're in an amazing relationship. We would never think about breaking up no matter what the issue is because we know together we can communicate and work on it. But
communication is the number one key in a relationship.
But back then we were young, naive, not mature. We didn't know how to really work a relationship. So we were really just like butting heads all the time. So yeah, I guess during that phase, I have thought about breaking up.
I agree because like she said, we were young, dumb, and beautiful. But
young, dumb, and broke.
Yeah. Around that time, I feel like I got into the relationship too fast. I wasn't ready to settle down, as you should say. That's really where communication comes in. I should have like at least talked. I should have at least like expressed like, hey, like
communicated.
I should have communicated. Like I knew I wanted her. I knew that she was the one for me. I knew that we were gonna get through it. But we were young, dumb,
and broke.
Young and dumb and broke.
All right, next question.
My mama's money.
Wait. Number 6.
I express my feelings to my partner all the time. With the expressing my feelings, I feel like I'm in the middle because it's hard for me to express my feelings and how I'm feeling in the moment because I'm so mad. And I feel like if I start talking about my feelings, I'm just gonna be angry and like passive aggressive to her. And I know it's not her fault, but it's just because I'm not ready to talk about it. I feel like when I'm in the right state of mind to talk about it, I do come forward and I do talk about it. But in that moment, sometimes I'll be like, nah, like I don't really want to talk about it because it's just gonna anger me more, like make me mad.
You're growing so much.
I love you. So yeah, it's like,
I said disagree. Now this doesn't mean that like I don't express myself, but I do think that I have this like underlying fear of like starting arguments, you know? Because I feel like in the past I've always been the one to start arguments. Like I don't want to start an argument, I don't want to start an argument. So sometimes I won't say anything and then it'll be like a few days or a week later and then I'll bring it up after it's already been done and I don't say it like in the exact moment because I'm so scared of starting an argument. And then when we're going through such a good time, I don't ever want to do anything to jeopardize that. So I tend to like convince myself that it's not a big deal. And then days will go by where I'm like, damn, that's still bothering me. And then I'll come out about it. So like, I do express my feelings, but never in the moment, which is when you're supposed to, and never
like what I said.
Which this doesn't happen often, I'll just say. Like, we are really, really good at communicating, but I can't like claim that I do it all the time because there is something I'm working on, and that is like, that's true.
Okay.
Next, having a best friend of the opposite sex is wrong.
I disagree on that one because I had a best friend that was the opposite sex when I got with her. I understand that like in a relationship, nowadays they say like your soulmate, your partner is your best friend. But if you had a best friend before your relationship, then it shouldn't matter. Like you should have trust in your relationship enough for your significant other to have a best friend.
I agree with what you're saying, but the reason I said agree and disagree is because, like you said, if you had a best friend before your relationship, then that's okay. But I feel like if you're in a relationship and you then go out and find a girl,
like if you go looking for a girl to be a best friend, now that's a little like sus and weird. Like you're going out to look.
So that's
you going out and looking for one.
Like if we're in this long-term relationship, there should be no reason why you all of a sudden get a new girl best friend. It's just weird. Like, okay, next question, because it's about to cause an argument. It's okay to have a flirty personality. We are on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. I would like to go first for this one.
Go ahead. I'm gonna sit back and listen.
All right. I said strongly disagree because as someone, again, who was together in high school, he had an extremely flirty personality, extremely. And it wasn't even just a flirty personality at that point, because then people take it the wrong way. They think you're flirting with them, and it could cause unnecessary vibes between people that are not okay. And I know some people they have a happy and friendly personality, and it happens to come out flirty to some people. And I understand that because some people take things a certain way that it's not meant to be taken. But I think, like, I'm a woman in a long-term relationship, and I want to build that loyalty, that trust, and that reliability on each other. And I know I have a flirty personality. I'm gonna try my best to change that. Not like change myself, but to change that thing that you don't like, or change that thing that makes you uncomfortable, to then, you know, make each other happy. You should be able to know how to talk where it doesn't come out flirty.
Disagree on that one.
All right, go.
I disagree on that one. So I agree.
He's the one with the flirty personality, so of course he disagrees.
So yeah, of course I disagree, but why I agree that like it's fine to have a flirty personality is because if you don't know me and I'm talking to you and it's coming out flirty, then that's your fault. I'm sorry.
But you're the one who's doing it.
Like, I'm sorry about it. Because all of my friends in high school that I was close with, like my clique, my group, they knew that I had a flirty personality, and I had a lot of girls in my clique. So whenever like I would talk to them, they would know that like, oh, it's not like, oh, like he wants me. So they wouldn't get led on by that. They just might be very friendly and it comes out flirty. They might just be very nice and a happy person, and it just comes out flirty. I agree with her. Like, okay, like you can work on dialing it down, but I feel like you can't change a person if they're already like, that's their personality. Like, you can't change somebody's personality.
Okay, next question.
Posting revealing pictures on Instagram is bad.
I'm in between. I agree to disagree because I feel like I post revealing stuff and I have good intentions with it, so I know it's not bad because I just do it to make myself feel good. But I did put agree though as well, because there are some girls out there that do it for the wrong reasons and do it with wrong intentions, and you know, there's just different ways that it could be taken. So yeah, that's why I said agree and disagree.
I'm gonna change my answer to agree to disagree. Like, I agree with her because what she said, literally, like,
some people have good
intentions. Some people have good
bad.
And some people have bad. Some people, that's their job to post those type of pictures. So nowadays, that's like a job now. So it's kind of like,
it's normalized. Keeping secrets from family is okay.
I agree to disagree is because if you have something that you're hiding from your family, it could be for good intentions and it could be for bad intentions. So it could be for, you don't want to tell them because you do want to surprise them. I feel like people can relate to this. If they tell their parents something, their parents is like, disagree with them, and they're like, no, I don't think you should do that. That's not the right decision. Because keeping a secret for a short period of time until you get that accomplishment is fine. Like, that's okay. Like, I don't like when people, like, you tell somebody something and they like be like, I don't think you should do it. I
say agree. Keeping secrets is okay, but not lying, if that makes sense. You can't straight up lie to family, but I think keeping a secret sometimes is beneficial. Like you said, if you're working on something and you don't want someone to know, whether you want to surprise them or whether some people don't have the best like
intentions.
Yeah, and they don't want the best for you. So I feel like sometimes keeping a secret from someone is like protecting your energy and protecting what you're working on or what you're doing. You have your own boundaries and what you want to share and what you don't want to share. And if you don't want to share something, then that's completely up to you. Your family isn't owed anything just because they're your relatives.
That's why like I agree and disagree. The freaking camera died. Well, it's getting hot as hell in this car.
I know, I'm literally sweating.
Yeah, like my face is sweating.
And guys, I bet the quality of this is like so crusty now because I switched to the phone. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the little bell icon to be notified every single time we upload. We love you guys, and honestly, I love sit-down videos like this where we get to just chat.
Yeah, and chat.
That's why we want to have a podcast.
And we will get a podcast, you just gotta wait. Before we leave, it's okay to disagree in a relationship. You're not always gonna agree on things. See you guys next time.
Money all around me. I look like I'm the man.